This is Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren. Thanks for joining me. This is the 3 as easy as 1, 2, 3 all combined into one slightly longer one. But now that you've done those first videos, you know that you can do them. We're just putting them all together. Let's feel better together. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Let's find a spot. Best to have a mat at the back of your space here. I'll face you for a moment and just put yourself into that prayer position with your thumbs touching your sternum and about the same height as your elbows. This is nice because it keeps you balanced the whole way. If you get your feet shoulder width apart, you're nice and stable. Everything sort of tends to balance, which is what we're trying to do here. Let's do some 3 big inhales in through our nose and then out through our mouth to get rid of all that stale air, and then we'll continue. So in through your nose and all the way out through your mouth. And in through your nose. Fill up all those cavities and then out through your mouth. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. This should get you sort of centered and balanced right off the top. Now come to the sort of back of your space here. And let's just stay here for a few moments and just sort of tap into how your body's feeling. You can move around a little bit. You can move your head, your shoulders. Just try to get a sense of what your body's feeling like right now. How you feel right now, and then we're just going to keep on breathing only in and out through our nose. And it's called Ujjayi breathing. It's like you're fogging up a mirror, but your mouth is closed. And it's this restrained breathing on the back, and it's very focused, only going in and out through your nose, about 3 to 5 seconds in, 3 to 5 seconds out. So just stay here for a few moments, just get a sense of yourself. Start to relax everything. Each inhale in sort of expands all your joints. Each exhale sort of relaxes into those positions. Now let's interlace your hands. Do it the opposite way of what feels normal or comfortable. So interlace your hands, and we're going to push our hands all the way away from us as far as we can. Separate your shoulder blades. And then just tuck your tailbone, and you can sort of engage the front of your body as you're doing this. You're not straining, but you're engaged. And as you sort of inhale, your shoulders or your blades may come further apart. And then on your next inhale in, bring your hands straight above you, maybe uninterlace them, and like you're holding a beach ball or a small, like a volleyball above your head, and really expand up. Let your whole body sort of stretch towards the sky. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Getting inhale, you get some length. Exhale, you relax into that length. Now from here, I want you to kick out your hips, but first let your hands go behind you and try to bend back as far as you can. Nothing should hurt here, but you should definitely feel that your front of your body's engaged. Your hands are engaged. And inhale back up again. Exhale, put your left hand out and your right arm over the top and really try to stretch the right side of your body. Find some space in there. Let the air sort of inhabit that. And then inhale, your hands go back up again, nice and straight, as high as you can. Your thumb is facing backwards, you're holding that small volleyball, and then your right hand goes straight and your left hand goes over. And we stretch out the left side of our body now. So that your joints move open, the air fills them up. And then inhale, back up to that top position again. And then interlace your hands behind your back the opposite way this time. Get some sun on your chest. Get a nice curve in your spine. Everything's still engaged. And feel like that sun's coming down on you. You're stretching your shoulders a little bit. You're opening yourself up. And then inhale, back up. Keep your hands straight behind you. And what you're going to do in a very controlled way, and you might want to just bend your knees a little bit so you're nice and stable, is I want you to bend over, hinging at your hips, and let your body fall forward. Now you can see you can't go too far to begin with, but as you keep on breathing in, you can go further and further. You create some space. You relax into that space, and then maybe you straighten your legs just a little bit. And your forehead goes towards your knees. Now inhale, slowly let your hands fall to the ground into just a normal forward fold. And let yourself relax down to the ground. You could hold onto your elbows if you wanted, but you want to try to keep your legs as straight as you can. You want to try to keep on hinging at your hips and letting your body fall over top. Now inhale, put your hands on your shins and make your back parallel to the floor for a halfway lift. Inhaling in. And then exhaling, going to that forward fold again. And inhaling again to a halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. And now I want you to walk your hands forward to that infamous downward dog. So get yourself stable on your hands first. You can pedal at your feet just a little bit here, just to get everything in line. And then once you feel that everything's in line, we want to get a straight line from our wrists to our elbows, to our shoulders, to our hips. Now, if you need to bend your legs to do that, bend your legs. The straight line is the most important part. And then once you have that straight line, you might find that you can, get back to that. You have your straight line here. Find some sort of stability. Your ankles are hidden behind your heels. And then once you've got that nice straight feeling and your chest is going towards the mat, go on your toes and then try to send your heels down to the ground. And you might be able to straighten your legs just a little bit more. Now, on your next inhale, put your right leg to the sky, if you can, for a nice three-legged dog. Keep your shoulders squared to the mat, and then bend your right leg and try to touch your butt with your heel. Again, trying to keep your shoulders squared to the mat and really open up your whole body. And then go up on your toe, and your right foot comes back down to the ground, and you're back to that downward dog. And relax into that. Now, on your next inhale in, your left leg goes to the sky for a three-legged dog, and then bend your left leg And open up your body. And then up on your toe, bring your leg back down and back to downward dog. Now you can see that your feet are sort of shoulder width apart. I want you to walk your hands back, and as you end up back, you'll end in a squat. So your heels flat on the ground, nice and stable. Your back as straight as you can. Your triceps inside your knees. And I find I put a little bit of pressure on my knees so you get this nice hip opening. And then straighten your body and just find some stability there. We'll sit here for just a moment and get your breathing nice and slow. And maybe each inhale in, you're just opening and relaxing into this. Now on your next inhale in, put your hands in front of you, shift your weight forward just a little bit, and then put your butt up into the air. And then inhale, slowly bring yourself to the top with your hands above your head, and then back down to that prayer position where we started. Now inhale, raise your hands to the sky, keep them together, straight up and down, and then you're going to sink back down to that squat. And just roll over so that you end up on your knees. All right, so here we are on our toes. Our hands are just in front of us with our fingers pointing the top of our mat, of our space. Just a little bit out, and I'm just pushing back on my toes here, and I want to have a strong sensation in the back of our feet. We're sort of opening up everything as we do this, and you can sort of push back on your hands to sort of help that stretch going. And hopefully that's a nice strong sensation, and that hopefully you can sort of ground your toes to the mat, to the floor. And then as we inhale, we're going to move forward as far as you can so that you can really feel that strong sensation in your wrist. And then back again. And then just follow with your breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now, put your fingers facing the sides of your mat with about 2 inches in between your wrists. And we're still on our toes. We're going to just move forward and back and just gently stretching the sides of our wrists. You definitely don't want any sharp pain here. So just moving to just sort of oxygenate these wrist joints. And keep following your breath. Now inhale, put your fingers facing your knees now, the eyes of your elbows facing forward, and we're just going to go back and forth and enjoy this stretch the other way. If you feel any other movement that you want to do, if your palms rise up, that's okay. I'm just trying to stretch out everything. Inhale, just go back on your toes, shake out your hands. And then come forward to this tabletop position. You can stay on your toes or off, however you'd like. Your wrists are below your shoulders, your knees are below your hips. This is a nice, stable tabletop position. And we're just gonna go into, do a few cat-cows. So we start off with cow. So we inhale, drop your belly as far as it can, put your shoulders and your head up and your butt in the air. So inhale. And then exhale, slowly separate your shoulder blades, tuck your tailbone beneath, tuck your head down, and just push away from the ground. And then inhale to cow. Exhale to cat, and just move with your breath. One more inhale. And then exhale just to tabletop here. Nice and stable. And we'll just, while we're here, we're going to walk our hands forward. We're going to keep our knees below our hips still and walk our hands forward into a puppy pose. A nice straight line from your wrists to your elbows to your shoulders to your hips. So your chest goes towards the ground. And your forehead goes towards the ground. And you open up everything in the top of your one more inhale in. And as you exhale, keep your butt in the air and drag your nose along the ground until it gets to your belly, goes flat to the ground. Then your elbows below your shoulders into a Sphinx pose. Keep your butt flexed. If you need a little bit more room, you can open up your legs. Keep your butt just nice and flexed there, and that'll help that sort of curve in the back that you're giving here. And if you feel like you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can inhale, push and straighten your arms. And remember to keep your butt flexed. You don't want to tighten up your neck at all. And just breathe into this. This has become a seal version of this. One more big inhale in through your nose. And then relax down onto your hands. Your forehead can go there. And just move your hips from side to side, just so that your back hasn't locked up. Now we'll go into this half frog. So left hand is 45 degrees from the top of your mat. Your right leg bends and you pull your foot back to your heel back towards your butt. And while you're doing that, push up out of your shoulder. Now, if you can't do that, you can just do the shoulder part, or you can just do your arm part. But if you can, put it all together, push out of your shoulder, pull your heel back, and just sort of enjoy that moment. Keep breathing nice and slowly through your nose. And one more inhale in. And then you're going to slowly release your foot, come back down to the ground. Now this time, your left arm goes straight out. Your right leg bends again. And we just put you've bent your right leg, put it flat on the floor behind you. And you're relaxing into this. This is this broken wing. And one more inhale in. And then roll back over onto your belly. Forehead onto your hands again. Shake your hips a little bit so nothing is locked up. Then this time your right arm on a 45-degree angle. Your left leg bends. You pull your heel to your butt. If you wanted to, you could put a strap around this. If you've got a belt that you use or a yoga belt, and then you're pushing up out of your right shoulder. And then each inhale in, maybe you've created some space, and then exhale, maybe you can push out of your shoulder a little bit more and pull your heel to your butt a bit more. But don't strain anything. And I always just sort of, every once in a while, make sure that I'm not straining my neck. And one more big inhale in. And relax, let everything fall down onto your forehead again. And this time, your right arm goes straight, your left arm bends again, and we twist over for broken wing on this other side. It's funny how some poses are just naturally easy and feel immediately great. Other poses require a little bit more work. This is one that for some reason I just find really relaxing. And one more inhale in and roll back onto your belly. Now we're going to go back up into child's pose. So your big toes go closer together. Then you push back into child's pose where your hips go onto your heels. And your hands walk forward and your forehead goes towards the mat. You stretch out your lower back. And one more big inhale in. You're going to come up, walk yourself forward into a crossed leg. You might want to raise yourself onto a cushion here. Okay, now we're here, sitting cross-legged. I want to just do a seated twist while we're here. So our right arm's going to go up to the sky, nice and stretched up, and our left arm is going to go behind us, and we're just going to look over, grab your right arm and touch your left knee, and try to look behind you. So not wrenching yourself, using your torso to do that sort of the twist, rather than forcing a twist. And this is just to help stabilize you and just give you that little extra. So as you inhale, your spine expands. And exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit more, look behind you a little bit more. Maybe you can only look a little bit to the left. That's okay too. I'm just going to hold that in that spot as far as you can, just relaxing into that twist. And then inhale, back to facing forward. This time your left arm goes to the sky. As high as you can, your right hand goes behind you. And inhale, and then your left hand goes onto your right knee and try to look behind you. Again, using your core to do the twisting, and you're just giving a little stability with your other hands. And one more inhale in. And then relax in front of you. Okay. Now, whilst we're in this position here, we'll just do a seated, a cross-legged forward fold. So hands right above your head, stretch as high as you can. Then you're going to hinge at your hips. So I sort of push my belly forward. And then once you get to that forward spot, the rest of your body falls over top. And your forearms go towards the ground. Now inhale, put yourself up straight again, cross your legs the other way. And once again, your hands go nice and straight above your head, your spine expands, your hands reach to the heavens. You inhale up, your belly goes forward, so you hinge at your hips, and then the rest of your body falls forward. Now inhale, slowly push yourself up. We'll do a butterfly with your feet, with the palms of your feet touching each other, and you want to bring your heels as close to your hips as is comfortable without ending up in a curved position. So you find that spot where you can keep a nice straight back, and let your knees fall open. If you wanted to put blocks, sometimes putting your blocks underneath by your hips is nice because it takes off some of that strain. And then you want to just grab your feet, keep your back nice and straight. Your back keeps expanding towards the sky. Your knees keep falling open. The dog drinking water. And maybe your knees are going towards the ground a little bit more with each exhale. So you inhale, create some space in your hips. And if you sort of focus in on your hips, you can feel that an inhale actually expands those joints. And your exhale, you relax into that expansion. Now inhale, grab onto your knees and just help them up. And we're going to do a seated forward fold this time. I'm going to keep my knees already bent. If you're super flexy and you don't, maybe you don't need your cushion underneath you, but for me, I'm going to have my legs bent a little bit, and I'm going to hinge again at my hips and touch my toes. And then once I've sort of got that comfortable place, I sort of inhale, and I can shuffle my heels forward. Again, hinging at your hips and letting your body fall over, and then maybe you get a little bit more. One more inhale. And let's remove that cushion, artistically place it back in the background. And we're just going to, whilst we're here, is go into a boat pose. So we're in a pretty good spot for this already. Keep your back nice and straight, sort of very proudly sitting up. Your legs go bent, and then you shift your weight back, so your back can stay back, your shoulders can stay away, and you can either go straight up like a V, or like I'm doing, engage your feet, your hands forward, and your shoulders back, and just stay in this for a moment. If you wanted to, you could always put your heels down. You could hold underneath your thighs to give that extra support and keep your form up. Maybe that would help you go straight up. And one more inhale, and your feet go down flat, your hands come behind, and we'll just go from here and just gently stretch ourselves the other way by doing a reverse tabletop. So your feet and your hands facing the same direction, and your hips go up into the air, and sort of push out of your shoulders, push out of your heels. Your head can do as it pleases. I tend to like having my head up, and you can even go back and forth a little tiny bit. Just undulating with your breath. And inhale. Seat your butt down by your heels rather, and then inhale, get some sun, straighten your arms, get some sun on your chest, and then exhale, really sink into that. And then inhale, and then exhale, inhale, and then exhale as deep as you can. And then inhale, put your arms forward as far as you can. Trying to reach the other side. Just stretching out, relaxed. And as we roll back, grab onto your feet and go into this happy baby. Again, one of those things that's really easy for me, whilst other things are really hard. But this one, for some reason, just is relaxing. You can straighten your legs if you want to, moving with your breath. You can go one leg straight. Or you can just rest and relax in this spot and let your body sort of open up. Now your left foot goes down on that inhale. Your right leg goes across your knee. Reach through that spot if you can, or you can grab your foot or your thigh. Otherwise, reach your shin, lean to the left a little bit, and then pull your shin towards your chest. And you want to keep both your feet engaged, and that will sort of keep your knees lined up. Now inhale, keep crossing your legs right over. If you want, you can keep your knees together. Actually, let's just keep your knees together. Put your knees together, let them fall to the left. Put your left hand on your right thigh, and then try to look over as you're at your outstretched right hand. Now maybe you can look right over. Maybe you can just look up the top. We're not trying to, you're just trying to get a sensation. You're just trying to meld your body and your mind together. And one more big inhale in. And roll back up. And squeeze your knees to your chest. And then this time, your left leg goes over your right knee. You reach through to your shin if you can. And then lean to the right a little bit and just give a little traction while your feet are nicely engaged. And relax into this. And one more big inhale in. Put your knees together. Shift over so your knees fall to the right this time. Your right hand goes on your left thigh, and then you look over your shoulder as much as you can the other way. Let gravity be your friend here. And one more inhale in. Bring your knees back to your chest again. Give them a good squeeze, line up yourself. And finally, we'll go into a bridge pose. So our heels come down by our hands, and we push up out of our heels, push our pelvis to the sky, tuck your shoulder blades underneath. You can hold on to your hands if you like, if that's comfortable, or you can just have them under there. Keeping your shoulder blades tucked is the key here. And then pushing up to the sky. And you don't want to lock your head. All these things, you don't want to lock your head. And one more big inhale in. Go up on your toes as high as you can. Put your hands above your head. And let's slowly, one vertebrae at a time, flatten your spine onto the ground. Knees to your chest. An extra squeeze. And then your heels to the four corners of your mat, of your space. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath so your palms are facing to the sky. And this is this Shavasana, this corpse's pose. We often do that mountain pose, which is the same thing except you're standing. And here you can let your breath return to whatever normal is, nice and slow. And this can be a meditation that you can be here. And well-deserved relaxation and focus. So stay in this for as long as you'd like. And hopefully that was as easy as 1, 2, and 3. We'll see you in the next video. Standing.